Previously, when Dr. Allen came to perform his routine checkups on Miss Commander's pregnancy, he performed the ultrasound and asked her if she could see her baby's body. Observing her baby's growth, Callia reflected that her baby was so adorable and super cute. Unable to control her excitement, she sprang up and shouted that her baby was making her crazy. Going mad with joy, she yelled that she could clearly see her baby's cute posture, which made it so awesome. Scrutinizing the baby's body, Allen mentioned that her baby was only 9 months old but was above average weight, and with such a big baby, it could be dangerous for her. She countered his concern, expressing that she was proud that her baby was growing up well. Allen scolded Callia and mentions that she had already gained 14 kilograms, which was not good for her baby. Hence, she must adjust her intake by eating only healthy food. Hearing this, she reflected that if it affected her adorable child, she wouldn't eat the sweets. Noting her crybaby face, he allowed her to have sweets but only at the upcoming festival. With priceless joy, Callia promised to denounce the sweets after the festival. So, let's dive into the chapters 32 and 33 of the manhwa, The Baby Isn't Yours. As the City Lua's important festival finally arrives, Callia comes to the market to enjoy with her heart's content, where the painter requests Callia to stop sleeping as she won't get a good painting if she is so stiff. Tired, Callia asks how much longer it will take, to which the painter answers that it's almost finished. The painter then expresses that Callia's eyes are so pretty and they must hold lots of stories. Suddenly, Gallas begins to snore loudly while she is posing for the painting. Witnessing this, Gallas's painter gets enraged internally, reflecting on how a person can waste others' time. Meanwhile, Callia tries to wake Gallas up and wonders how she can sleep so well in such a crowded place. Callia then recalls her past memories with Gallas, reflecting that despite Gallas not having much fighting experience, yet she is a confident knight. Plus, Gallas is a one-handed swordsman, so Callia must gift her a durable sword when they get back to the capital. Nevertheless, Callia's thoughts are interrupted by the loud crying voice of a child, and as she turns her gaze towards that direction, she is shocked to see a girl running towards a lady covered in dirt. Crying heavily, the girl shouts the names of her friends in a scared way. The lady tries to calm down the girl and calls her Isla, questioning why she wasn't playing at C's house. Crying even more, Isla informs that her friend Shizu was going to the fairy forest, so she and Johan followed her as well. With a gruesome expression, the lady inquires why they went into the fairy forest and what happened to them. Getting no response from Isla, the lady instructs her to go and inform Aunt McKenna immediately about this, while she will go to the guard station to report this incident. Hearing her servant's name McKenna, Callia flinches heavily right away, and as she takes Gallas's shoulder for support to stand up, Gallas wakes up in heavy pain. But before they leave, the painters asks if they don't want their painting, to which Callia states that they have to go somewhere urgently. Meanwhile, Dr. Allen comes out from a house after checking up on a lady's health, and when he notices Callia running like a ninja, he worriedly yells and asks why she is running when it's dangerous. Learning of his presence, Callia tells Allen that there's a great problem, to which Allen angrily asks if there's anything more serious than her pregnancy. Interrupting his concern, she adds that their servant McKenna's daughter went into the fairy forest. Later, when Callia comes to her residence, she finds scared McKenna waiting for her arrival. Trembling, McKenna begs Callia to grant her a half-day leave as she has some business at home. Knowing the situation already, Callia allows her to take leave. After this, Callia commands Gallas and Allen to go to the guard station to gather information about the missing children. Opening the gate, Allen suggests Callia to never leave the house while they are out. In response, Callia promises Allen that she will never leave the residence's threshold. Dear viewers, apologies for the interruption. If you're genuinely enjoying the content on this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe icon with all notifications, since this little support of yours will help this creator continue delivering high-quality work to brighten your day. And take a moment at the end of the video to leave a comment, sharing your thoughts on the content. Your feedback means a lot. Now, let's not take up too much of your time and jump back into the story. After some hours, Gala and Allen return from their errand, informing Callia that the kids have been missing for 2 hours, and people said they passed the protective barrier to find a balloon that was caught in a tree. Listening to this, Callia reflects that 2 hours is still too early to give up on searching. However, if the kids went into the deep fairy forest, they are in danger. Allen interrupts, mentioning that even adults find it hard to get out the kids of the forest. Moreover, the guards are taking it lightly, stating that they'd arrange parties and start the search. Enraged, Callia highlights that during the evening the forest gets more dangerous than devils. Hence, she'll take volunteers and go inside the fairy forest in search of the missing children. Shocked, Allen worriedly suggests Callia not to go inside the forest as it's too dangerous for her pregnancy. Callia affirms Allen's concern for her, yet she expresses that the fairy forest is too dangerous, but for ordinary people, not for an ex-commander like her. Approaching the window, Callia reflects that when the sun sets, it will be very difficult to find the kid. Caressing her belly, she adds that beside her there is no one who can save the children. Besides, she can't sit around waiting when she has enough energy and health to save them. Patting softly, she declares that despite being scared for her baby, she can never think to leave those kids in danger. And even if she had no power like before, she would also try her best to protect her baby and the missing kids. She then remembers McKenna's smiling face and reflects that McKenna would certainly do the same when she was in her place. Suddenly, Callia instructs Alan to wait for her in front of the forest, causing him to flinch heavily. Noting his reaction, she promises that she won't go into the fairy forest, plus there's no magic beasts inside it. Holding his hand, she expresses that she just needs to be careful with hallucinations, to which Alan shouts that hallucinations are dangerous. Smiling, Callia partially reveals that hallucinations can't affect her in the slightest. Perplexed, Alan inquires why. To this she states that since it's a secret so she can't disclose it completely. After this, she turns to Gallas and apologizes for asking her to come along with her into the forest. However, Gallas is the one that Callia trusts the most, so she is asking her come with her. With a shocked expression, Gallas expresses that it's an honor for her to help her in this situation. Drawing the sword, Callia asks Gallas to let's go to save the kids. From here, the scene shifts to the entrance of the fairy forest, where McKenna desperately begs the soldiers to let her go inside to save her 10-year-old daughter. To this, the soldiers prevent McKenna from doing this and inform her that it's very dangerous. Enraged, McKenna shouts that the sun is going down but their search party has not yet arrived to save her child. During this commotion, Callia arrives and witnesses the natives protesting at the forest's entrance. Observing this, Callia instructs Gallas that they will take another route to enter the forest. After some minutes, Gallas asks if they aren't neglecting the danger of the forest too much. To which, Callia answers that they will try to negotiate with the owner of the forest to avoid any conflict. Yet the problem is that the king of the elves is the enemy of mankind. In addition, the fairy forests are spread like blood vessels everywhere, so it will be difficult to control the forest. Hence, the natives can only build a fence to protect and prohibits the beasts from attacking the villages. Suddenly, Callia knocks on the wall and easily breaks it, stating that in small villages the walls collapse easily when they become weak due to lack of maintenance. Stepping in, Callia angrily reflects that she will take the soldiers' class when she returns. But she halts abruptly at observing Gallas building a fake wall with lightning speed. And as Gallas finally builds it, she animatedly declares that by this, no one is going to find their traces. Approaching, Callia gently pats Gallas's head and praises her for her smartness. Later, when Callia and Gallas walks inside the forest quietly, Gallas nervously scrutinizes the surrounding around them with a sword in her hand. She then asks if they haven't come too deep, to which Callia responds that they're fine as long as they don't get lost in the illusion area. With a piercing gaze, Callia reflects that despite telling Gallas that it was okay, the footprints discovered outside the entrance make her very insecure, as those footprints belong to a bloodthirsty lichen wolf. And if the footprints are going inside like that, it seems they're wolves that have been expelled from the pack. Besides, with her current situation, it will be extremely difficult to deal with an entire herd alone. Callia abruptly stops her thoughts, wondering how magic beasts can enter the fairy forest, because it is said that angels hate magic beasts more than humans. Halting at a place, Callia eventually informs Gallas that these footprints belong to magic beasts. She then questions the shocked Gallas if she is okay encountering a wild pack inside the forest. Clenching her sword, Gallas expresses that she'll do her best to protect Callia even if she has to fight an orc. Further, with a shaking body, she adds that even though her strength is not that strong, she will use her body as a shield. However, Callia makes an unsatisfying look, to which Gallas annoyingly inquires if she is making fun of her power. She then shouts that she will definitely use her body as a shield for Callia. Nevertheless, Callia changes her gaze into a predatory one as she encounters a massive lichen wolf with a heavy dark energy around its body. Seeing an actual one in front of her, Gallas is taken aback heavily. Meanwhile, Callia awakens her commander's power and strikes a lethal blow upon the wolf. With a calm mind, she continuously strikes numerous attacks on the wolf. Falling back, she wonders if this magic beast has lost its mind, as the wound on its body is already worse. Suddenly, the injured wolf escapes the scene by disappearing inside the deep forest. Dropping her sword, Callia reflects that with a wound like that, it won't take long to run before it will collapse. Moreover, a magic beast with a badly injured body won't be able to run away so far. Plus, there won't be a place for a beast like that big to hide. Meanwhile, Gallas falls in love with Callia's swordsman skills, expressing that she is indeed so cool. With blushed cheeks, she reflects that she was right to decide to follow Miss Callia. As we wrap up today's segment, thank you for being with us until the very end. I'll be sharing fresh videos of this manga and exciting new series every weekend. Your support is invaluable, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your encouragement keeps the channel thriving. and I appreciate it immensely. Until next time, take care and goodbye.